Well, good morning, good morning. Blessings and greetings to all pro wrestling fans of all shapes and sizes from all over the world. Welcome to another Pro Wrestling Talk video brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming here on the U to the Tube. I'm your host, Blitzball Champ, Jason Ingram. So, wanted to do another review video. This time, we're talking New Japan Pro Wrestling's Wrestling Dontaku 2024. So, two-night event, and quite some interesting things have happened, especially title changes. Spoiler alert. But we're going to talk about it. We're going to start off with night one, and then we're going to finish with night two. So, both nights took place. We had night one, Friday, May 3rd. Night two was Saturday, May 4th. Both taking place at the Fukuoka Convention Center in Fukuoka, Japan. So, let's go ahead and get into night one. Alright, first match. Had a tag team match. We had the team of Katsuya, Murashima, teaming up with Togi Makabe, taking on the team of Shoma Kato and Boltin Oleg. Of course, Boltin Oleg is 1/3 of the current never openweight 6-man tag team champions. Decent match. I definitely like the back and forth between Boltin Oleg and Togi Makabe. I thought that was really, really cool to see. Not only that, I feel like it's been a minute since I've seen Togi Makabe wrestle, but I do like how they're with Boltin Oleg as a champion now. They're making him look strong. They're definitely making him look strong. I like what they're doing with him. And speaking of which, he actually got the pin for him and Shoma Kato. He hit Katsuya Murashima with the kamikaze, pinned him for the 1-2-3. So Boltin Oleg, Shoma Kato with the opening victory. So very nice there. Alrighty, let's move on to our next match. More tag team action. Alright, this time we had Just 5 Guys versus House of Torture. So representing Just 5 Guys, we had the team of TAKA Michinoku and DOUKI taking on House of Torture's Sho and Yujiro Takahashi. I mean, what can I say? House of Torture is in it. Therefore, there will be shenanigans. And they got off to quite the start of this. But the ending didn't really surprise me much. It was pretty cool to see TAKA and DOUKI in sync through a decent chunk of the match, especially near the beginning. But the ending didn't really surprise me. Yujiro took advantage of a referee distraction to deck TAKA Michinoku with his pimp staff or pimp cane or whatever you want to call it, and then he hit TAKA with the big juice, and then pinned him for the 1-2-3, which is kind of interesting because I feel like it's been a long while since I've seen Yujiro actually get the pin on somebody. So that happened. But yeah, Sho and Yujiro Takahashi with the tag team victory. Alrighty. Next up, we got to see more tag team action and more Just 5 Guys. As this time we had Just 5 Guys of Yuya Uemura and Taichi. Of course, Yuya Uemura is the current KOPW 2024 champion. Taking on United Empire. And we got Callum, Newman, and Great Khan. Just excuse the background noise. The grass is getting cut. But, pretty good match. definitely pretty good match. And like I said, even though Newman is usually on the losing end, I like how they're continuously showcasing him, especially, his speed and agility. Um, and I think it's only a matter of time before he gets his first victory, which I hope is soon. But this was a pretty good tag match. Definitely like both teams in this match. But Yuya Uemura got the pin on Callum Newman, pinned him with the deadbolt suplex for the 1-2-3. Just 5 guys. Taichi and Yuya Uemura with the win, which, was good to see, especially considering the previous match was a loss for Just 5 guys. So, hey, I'm down. Alrighty. Let's go into the next match, which we got some trios action. Alright. We had Guerillas of Destiny of Jado, El Phantasmo, Hikuleo, taking on TMDK's Kosei Fujita, Shane Haste, and Mikey Nicholls. Now, of course, Shane Haste, Mikey Nicholls are the current NJPW Strong Openweight Tag Team Champions. This was also a pretty good match. It was kind of short, though, but felt like the action was good for the amount of time that was in this match. But, I just thought it was a little short. I mean, it was only 6 minutes, 55 seconds, according to the site. So, yeah. For it being a trios match, thought it was too short. But, El Phantasmo was able to roll up Shane Haste with the schoolboy pin, although he did get a little tights. But rolled him up, schoolboy pin for the 1-2-3. Guerillas of Destiny pick up a big victory over TMDK. But yeah, just wish it could have been a longer match. But it's all good. Alrighty, let's move on to the next match. Here we go. More trios action. This time we had the team of Tiger Mash and Bishamon's YOSHI-HASHI and Hirooki Goto. Of course, they're the IWGP Tag Champs. Taking on Bullet Club's Taiji Ishimori, Chase Owens, and Kenta. Of course, Kenta is still the Defy Wrestling World Champion. Of course, I always like seeing Bishamon in action. But this match was also short. A little bit longer than the previous match as it went into the 7-minute mark. But would have liked to seen a little bit more. But it was a nice build up to the tag title match, which was the following night. But Chase Owens hit a package pile driver on Tiger Mask and pinned him for the 1-2-3. So Bullet Club with the victory in this trios match. Okay. Let's go on to our next match. So we went from trios, 6-man tag, to 8-man tag. Alrighty. It's LIJ versus Bullet Club War Dogs. So LIJ's Bushi, Hiromu Takahashi, Shingo Takagi, and Tetsuya Naito taking on the War Dogs of Gato, Drilla Maloney, Clark Connors, and Gabe Kidd. Match was pretty wild, as expected, and with this being a 8-man tag, this actually went into the 11-minute mark, so thought that was good. But definitely like whenever LIJ and Bullet Club go at it. So this was definitely no different for my enjoyment. Bushi, my man Bushi, my favorite LIJ member, actually got the victory in this match. Was able to submit Gato with the Fable and giving LIJ the victory. So it's always good to see Bushi pick up the victory, and you know, always like when he has the different masks that he wears to the ring. That's why he's one of my favorite LIJ members. So good to see that he got the submission victory in this match. So really, really cool. Alrighty. Let's keep it going with our next match. Back to trios action. Okay. We had the trio of El Desperado, Shota Umino, and John Moxley taking on House of Torture's Yoshinobu Kanemaru, Ren Narita, and Evil. Now, normally, you don't see John Moxley on the losing side of a match. Typically, you don't see that. But it actually happened this match. While it was, you know, decently back and forth, once again, House of Torture would end up on the winning side. Yoshinobu Kanemaru with the tequila spit in the face of El Desperado, and then was able to roll him up with a Samson clutch for the 1-2-3. Therefore, House of Torture. So that's twice House of Torture has picked up the victory in night one of Wrestling Dontaku. So lame. But that's what they do. That's what they do. So it is what it is. All right. Next up, gonna get into one of our title matches, which was actually a really solid match. It was actually my favorite match of the whole card, or at least for night one. Alrighty, we had the NJPW World Television Championship on the line. As the champion, TMDK's Zack Sabre Jr. defended against United Empire's Jeff Cobb. A great, solid match. It was cool to see them start off with a handshake before they engaged in combat. So I thought that was pretty cool. Normally you don't see Zack Sabre Jr. With pre-match handshakes, so thought that was pretty cool. But these two went back and forth. It was great. Hard-hitting, technical, powerful. I mean, it really could have gone either way, and these two competitors actually know each other pretty well. But Jeff Cobb, I was actually pretty surprised. I did not call this one, but Jeff Cobb was actually able to, it took a few tries, but he was actually able to catch Zack Sabre Jr. and hit him with a tour of the islands and pinned him for the 1-2-3. And ladies and gentlemen, Jeff Cobb is your new NJPW World Television Champion. So congratulations to Jeff Cobb. I did not think that would happen, but got the victory, was able to catch ZSJ, hit him with that tour of the islands. So I was happy. I was very happy. And like I said, this was my favorite match of night one, and they really delivered. Almost went the whole 15 minutes. It was close, but Jeff Cobb able to pull off the victory and is your new NJPW World Television Champion. So good deal, good deal. Alrighty. let's go into our next match. All right. We had ourselves a singles match. LIJ's Yota Tsuji, Bullet Club's David Finlay. This was also a pretty solid match. Definitely David Finlay taking on somebody a little bit bigger than him. And, you know, one thing that they definitely have to continue to do is they got to continue to keep building up David Finlay as, you know, the leader of Bullet Club. They've been kind of off and on with that. So, with them picking up the victory in this match, I think definitely helps push them a little bit up in the right direction when it comes to that. So, and it is kind of a bummer for Yota Tsuji because it wasn't that long ago that he was a #1 contender for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. And I mean, he won the New Japan Cup, so, you know. I just think it's kind of another setback for him. But David Finlay hits Yota Tsuji with the overkill and then pinned him for the 1-2-3. David Finlay got some good momentum going into night 2. Going into night 2. But yeah. Overall, pretty decent match. And then the main event. The main event of night 1 of Wrestling Dontaku. We had the IWGP Global Heavyweight Championship. As the champion, Nick Nemeth defended against Mr. Ace President Hiroshi Tanahashi. Good solid match between both these guys. I mean, you know, big names. And like I said, it's good to see Tanahashi in action. It's good to finally see this match happen. I mean, Nick Nemeth has wanted this match for quite a long time. And then, of course, you know, gets a chance to team up with him for the following night. But good, solid back and forth match between these two. And like I said, a great challenger for Nick Nemeth. But Nick Nemeth was able to overcome Mr. Ace President and was able to get the victory. That's right. Nick Nemeth hits, it took a few tries, but was able to hit the danger zone on Tanahashi and then pin him for the 1-2-3. And hey, a successful big defense for Nick Nemeth. So congratulations to him on retaining the IWGP Global Heavyweight Championship. And of course, afterwards, David Finlay comes in, beats down both Tanahashi and Nick Nemeth. And that's pretty much how night 1 ended, with him, you know, stomping them both down. But I think Nick Nemeth definitely took the biggest amount of the beating. But yeah. So night 1, not bad. Not bad. Actually pretty good. New NJPW World Television Champion and Jeff Cobb. So pretty cool. Before we get into night 2, here's a quick word on the sponsor of this video, Game Beauty. Check them out. As you continue to enjoy content here at Blitzball Champ Gaming, be sure you take a moment to check out Game Beauty. Beauty inspired by gaming. Game Beauty brings to you video game related makeup and cosmetic products. You have products such as eyeshadow palettes, elemental pearl highlighters, eyeshadow brushes, liquid eyeliner pens by Akideris, and even non-makeup products like graphic tees. They even have special collaboration makeup kits, such as this Persona 5 Heat Wave Brush Single, Metaverse Bundle, and even a Phantom Thieves Limited Edition Makeup Collection. Also remember that Game Beauty provides international shipping of $60 or more. And if you use the promo code BlitzballChamp, all in caps, you can get 10% off of your order. So be sure to use that to your advantage. Now, back to your regularly scheduled video. Enjoy, and thank you. Okay, so before we get into night 2, one of the things that I do want to mention is, that I failed to mention previously, is that after the whole beatdown and brawl after the main event for the IWGP Global Heavyweight Championship between Nick Nemeth and Hiroshi Tanahashi, of course, David Finlay came out, started beating everybody down, and then we got ourselves an impromptu challenge for the IWGP Global Heavyweight Championship for night 2. So they ended up, just excuse my dog. They ended up putting that on the card for night 2. So they kind of made some changes to the card for night 2. So, yeah, just wanted to let y'all know that before we jump into night 2. But anyway, now that I got that out of the way, let's jump into night 2. So let me get my graphics out for that. And we're going to go right into night 2. Bear with me just for a moment. All right. All right, let's go. First match. Had a tag team match. We had the team of Togi Makabe and Katsuya Murashima taking on the team of Jet Way and Naoki Sakurajima. Pretty cool name. Pretty decent match. I liked what I saw out of Jet Way. Definitely thought he was pretty cool. That was my first time seeing him. Same with Naoki Sakurajima. I felt like they put up a good fight. But Togi Makabe would end up picking up the victory. One second. Sorry about that. Togi Makabe ended up picking up the victory after hitting a King Kong diving knee drop onto Jet Way, pinned him for the 1-2-3. So Togi Makabe, Katsuya Murashima picked up the victory, which is kind of unique. I feel like it's been forever since I've seen Togi Makabe pick up a victory in a match on New Japan Pro Wrestling. You know what I mean? So thought that was pretty cool to see. But throughout the whole match, I really liked what I saw out of Jet Way. I thought he was really cool. So good to see. All right. Next match, more tag team action. So what originally was supposed to be Shoma Kato and Tiger Mask versus TMDK, Shane Haste, Mikey, Nicholls. Tiger Mask got replaced by Boltin Oleg. So we ended up getting Boltin Oleg and Shoma Kato taking on TMDK's Shane Haste, Mikey Nicholls. Another pretty decent tag match. Nothing too crazy there, in my opinion. Could it have been better? Sure, but honestly, I didn't think it was bad. But you know, Boltin Oleg continues to look strong. You know, ever since he became 1/3 of the Never Openweight 6-man tag team champions, he's been booked to look really strong. So I can definitely appreciate that from Boltin Oleg, for sure. And I think he'll only get better and better. So definitely was happy from what I've seen of him. But Mikey Nicholls gets the pin on Shoma Kato after the double team rock bomb finisher, which I thought was pretty cool. Thought it was a pretty cool finisher. But Mikey Nicholls, Shane Haste hit that. Mikey with the pin. 1, 2, 3. TMDK wins the tag match. All right. Let's keep it going to our next match. More tag team action. Alrighty. We had Just 5 Guys versus United Empire. So Just 5 Guys, we had Yuya Uemura and DOUKI taking on United Empire's Francesco Akira and the Great Okan. This was actually a very enjoyable tag team match. I enjoyed this from start to finish. And I really like what I saw between DOUKI and Francesco Akira, especially, you know, with the Best of Super Juniors 31 tournament right around the corner. This was a nice little preview of that. So I thought that they did a really good job because, you know, DOUKI and Akira will be in the tournament. But, yeah, nice little taste of things to come there, as Shang Tsung would say. Nice back and forth between these two teams, but Francesco Akira was able to pin DOUKI with pretty much a version of the seatbelt clutch that Wheeler Yuta likes to use. Got him for the 1, 2, 3, and United Empire, the winning team, with Francesco Akira getting the pin on DOUKI. So, great tag team match overall. And yeah, can't wait for the Best of Super Juniors tournament. I think it's going to be awesome. Looking so forward to it. Alrighty. We're going to keep the tag team goodness going with this next match. Alrighty, this time we got TMDK versus United Empire. We have TMDK's Kosei Fujita and Zack Sabre Jr. taking on United Empire's Callum Newman and new NJPW World Television Champion Jeff Cobb. More showcasing of Kosei Fujita and Callum Newman, which I definitely enjoyed seeing. I thought Callum Newman looked really good in this match. I felt like we got to see a lot of him just bringing the offense, and there was even a moment where he really stood tall after, you know, the attacks that he put on Kosei Fujita and Zack Sabre Jr. Like I said, he continues to impress me more and more every time I see him. It just sucks that he keeps being on the losing end of matches, and unfortunately this one was no different. It happened pretty quickly, but just out of nowhere, Zack Sabre Jr. scoops up Callum Newman, hits him with the Zack driver, just like that. Pinned him for the 1, 2, 3. So, Zack Sabre Jr., Kosei Fujita, TMDK, with the victory over United Empire. But definitely liked what I saw from Callum Newman. Continues to impress me each and every match. Alrighty. We shift from regular tag team matches to some good old 8-man tag team action. Here we go. All right. We had the team of El Desperado, Shota Umino, El Phantasmo, and Hikuleo taking on House of Torture's Yoshinobu Kanemaru, Sho, Yujiro Takahashi, and Evil. Match was pretty chaotic, which was expected. And of course, with House of Torture in the mix, you know the shenanigans are going to happen. But yeah, chaotic match, definitely back and forth. But thankfully, there was the moment where Shota Umino just like shined the brightest when it was most necessary and was able to put the finishing touches on the match as he was able to put away Yujiro Takahashi, hit him with Blaze. Actually, I think he hit him with Ignition, then hit him with Blaze, and then hit him with a Death Rider. So just the 3-hit combo he put on Yujiro Takahashi, but then pinned him for the 1-2-3. And yeah, Shota Umino, El Desperado, Hikuleo, El Phantasmo pick up the victory. Beautiful finish there from Shota Umino, indeed. Let's see. Let's go on to the next match. Here we go. Okay, so back to more tag team action. So originally this was supposed to be Hiroshi Tanahashi and Nick Nemeth teaming up, but because Nick Nemeth has a second IWGP Global Heavyweight Championship match later on against David Finlay, he ended up being replaced with Boltin Oleg. So the match ended up being Hiroshi Tanahashi and Boltin Oleg, which together they're 2/3 of the Never Openweight 6-man tag team champions. But yeah, they took on Just Five Guys, Taichi and TAKA Michinoku. Pretty good match for the most part. Good to see Boltin Oleg and Hiroshi Tanahashi teamed up. You know, they've really been building some decent chemistry together, especially with them being 6-man tag champs. So I definitely like their chemistry together. And you know, Boltin Oleg, like I said, he's been improving and improving. I mean, he's a champion now, so he's been getting treated like a champion. So, been liking what I've seen. Great chemistry from Taichi and TAKA Michinoku as well. Saw a little bit of double team action from the two of them early on in the match, you know, with the double elbow drop. Thought that was really cool. But, yeah. But the champs would not be denied as Hiroshi Tanahashi picked up the victory for him and Boltin Oleg, hitting TAKA Michinoku with a high fly flow, pinning him for the 1-2-3. Boltin Oleg, Hiroshi Tanahashi, your winners. So, good showing there. Alrighty. Let's move on to our next match. Had a nice little showdown here, as we had LIJ versus Bullet Club War Dogs. For this, we had Bushi, Hiromu Takahashi, Yota Tsuji, and Tetsuya Naito. Of course, they ended up going up against Gato, Drillo Maloney, Clark Connors, David Finlay. And of course, it was expected that this match was going to be chaotic as well. And honestly, no surprise there. But it was really kind of hard to say how this was going to end up because both teams really went back and forth. There was a lot of momentum shifting, and it was starting to get really hard to tell who was going to win. But I think the ending sequence that pretty much left Naito and Drilla Maloney alone in the ring, that pretty much was the coup de grace. As Naito hit Drilla Maloney with a Destino, then pinned him for the 1-2-3. So LIJ with the victory, and thankfully, not a whole lot from David Finlay, because I mean, he has the title match a little later. So, and I liked how they did do an intermission and such to kind of, take a break and get everybody ready. So I figured, it was good to see that. Because you never know when somebody's got to do double duty. So it happens. But anyway, now we transition to our title matches. We got a handful of title matches, so let's get right into it. All right, first off, we had the IWGP Tag Team Championships on the line. We had the champs, Bishamon of YOSHI-HASHI, Hirooki Goto, defending against Bullet Club's Chase Owens and Kenta. So, this is the run back. And quite a run back this was. Honestly, I felt like this match was better than their previous match for the titles. I mean, felt like this was longer, more action-packed, and really just back and forth. I know there were Bullet Club shenanigans in this match, especially some cheating there from Kenta and Chase Owens with the use of the Defy Championship title as well as a low blow, which, not surprised. I mean, Bullet Club, occasionally does things like that. Just not as much as House of Torture, but still. Overall, solid match. The end result came down to the combination of a low blow from Chase Owens to Hirooki Goto. Then Kenta hit the Busaiku knee on Goto. Then Chase Owens rolls him up with a jackknife pin. 1, 2, 3. And there you have it. Chase Owens and Kenta win back the IWGP Tag Team Championships, making them two-time champs together. But yeah, so just like that, titles back in the hands of Chase Owens and Kenta. Kind of bummed about it, but it is what it is. Now I just really wonder what they're gonna do with Bishamon now. I mean, they were 4-time tag champions. They just lost the title, so it's like, I mean, I still think it's time for them to, let them do single stuff. Let them kind of do their own thing. I mean, I know they're still part of Chaos, but I think it's time that they let them do singles work going forward. But that's just me. That's just me. All right, let's move on to our next match. And to be honest with you, this was my favorite match of night 2. Hands down, my favorite match of night 2 of Wrestling Dontaku. We had the Never Openweight Championship on the line as the champion, Shingo Takagi, faces off against Bullet Club War Dogs, Gabe Kidd. I have to say, this has to be Gabe Kidd's best match in New Japan Pro Wrestling. I mean, especially going up against somebody like Shingo. Like, Shingo's tough to beat. Really, really tough to beat. And, this was hard-hitting, back and forth. A lot of smack talk from Gabe Kidd. I mean, he was just living it up. Had the chance to put Shingo away, had him pinned for the 1, 2, 3, and just before 3, he lifts him up. And I'm just like, you're going to pay for that. You're going to pay for that. And, you know, got to give Gabe Kidd a lot of credit. His fighting spirit was at a new high in this match. But we got to remember, he was up against Shingo. So, I'm just saying. Gave it an excellent effort, but just wasn't enough. And it's definitely apparent him not capitalizing on the pinning opportunity, came back and bit him in the butt as Shingo eventually put away Gabe Kidd with a Last of the Dragon, pinned him for the 1, 2, 3, and Shingo Takagi, still your never open weight champion. But hands down my favorite match of Wrestling Dontaku Night 2. Both these guys really brought their A game. It was physical, it was action packed, and honestly, give it time. I think Gabe Kidd, maybe in the run back, wins that title or a different title, but eventually Gabe Kidd will be a singles champion. Most definitely. I don't doubt it. Alrighty. Let's keep it going. I don't have a graphic for this because, like I said, this was pretty much last minute match. But we had the IWGP Global Heavyweight Championship on the line once again as Nick Nemeth defended the title against David Finlay. Now, the battle started off pretty early. I mean, right as Nick Nemeth was coming down the ramp, they just started brawling. And I mean, you could definitely tell these two hate each other's guts. And it really showed. It definitely showed. I mean, they definitely picked up from where they left off after the end of the main event in night 1. I mean, they picked up from where they left off. So, it was action-packed. It was very physical between these two. And as crazy as it is, I honestly did not expect it to go down like this. But David Finlay wins back the IWGP Global Heavyweight Championship, was able to put away Nick Nemeth with an overkill, pinned him for the 1, 2, 3, which now makes David Finlay a 2-time IWGP Global Heavyweight Champion. Because remember, he was the first. Because he won it in a triple threat against Moxley and Will Ospreay. Honestly, didn't expect it to go down like that, but at the same time, I feel like with him being the leader of Bullet Club, they kind of need to establish himself on, I guess, kind of a high pedestal, so to speak. So him getting this title back, really, it kind of makes sense. I definitely don't think this is the last we've seen from Nick Nemeth. Honestly, don't be surprised if Nick Nemeth ends up being in the G1 Climax this year. I got a feeling he's going to be in the G1 Climax. I could see it. But we'll see. But I definitely don't believe this is the last of Nick Nemeth in New Japan Pro Wrestling. Definitely not. I mean, heck, he still has to have the tag team match with Hiroshi Tanahashi. I think that'll eventually happen. All right. And then the main event of Wrestling Dontaku 2024, Night 2, came down to the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. As the champion, Jon Moxley defended against Ren Narita. Now, first off, as I said before, congratulations to Ren Narita on this big opportunity in the main event. I think it's pretty cool. Sucks that he's part of House of Torture, but I do like Ren Narita. this match was full of shenanigans to the brim. And honestly, with how things went down, I mean, House of Torture interfered. They even attacked Shota Umino and handcuffed him, hit him right on the head with a chair. So they pretty much took him out. And they just had their way with Jon Moxley as much as they wanted. I mean, especially when Red Shoes went down. House of Torture just had their way with Jon Moxley. And then eventually the lights went out. Of course, Dick Togo and Evil joined the fray. But just as many of them as possible ganged up on Jon Moxley and just interfered as much as they could. Shota Umino later on was able to somehow get free, and then he just comes to the ring and just starts clearing house. Just Shota Umino just starts clearing house. Like literally clearing the House of Torture from the ring. It was crazy, just laying everybody out. Helped get Jon Moxley up. Ren Narita had the push-up bar, tried to use it, backfired. Moxley took him out with a Death Rider. Shota Umino went to revive his father, Red Shoes Umino. Got him back in the ring. One more Death Rider. Puts away Ren Narita for the 1, 2, 3. Jon Moxley, still your IWGP World Heavyweight Champion. And there was also a moment where the camera cut on El Desperado, and he had some bolt cutters. He had some little mini bolt cutters. So that was pretty much the giveaway that Desperado was the one that freed Shota Umino so he could help out Jon Moxley. So, with that being said, we now know that for Resurgence on May 11th, we're going to get Jon Moxley versus his pupil, Shota Umino, for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. I think that's going to be really good. And Jon Moxley was talking so much smack at the post-match, or the post-conference. Talking a lot of smack to House of Torture. I mean, it's sad. House of Torture had, 5 guys interfere and still couldn't get the job done. There wasn't even, anybody other than Shota Umino on Jon Moxley's side to kind of even the odds. And Ren Narita still couldn't get the job done. That's why House of Torture sucks. I'm sorry. House of Torture sucks. With that much interference and just them not being able to win a match on their own or without interference, it becomes hit or miss whether it pays off or not. So, like I said, it's just another reason added to why House of Torture sucks. I'm just saying, the evidence is there. Don't take my word for it. Watch for yourselves. The evidence is there. Just saying. But anyway, overall, pretty good 2-night event. Couple of title changes. So, yeah, not bad. Not bad. But that'll do it for this video, this review on New Japan Pro Wrestling's Wrestling Dontaku 2024. Don't forget to check out Game Beauty. And also, let me know what y'all's thoughts were on both nights. What'd you think of Wrestling Dontaku? Which night was your favorite? Did you get your predictions correct? What were your favorite matches? What do you think about the title changes? Let me know. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell while you're at it. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. For another Pro Wrestling Talk, brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming here on the U to the Tube. My name is Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram. Hope everybody has a blessed weekend, and I will see y'all in the next video and or live stream. Peace out.